Alrighty, we're back in LDLC versus Optic this time around, and we've got Optic on that CT side of Overpass. Haven't seen them today, but we've seen some LDLC, and LDLC have had some good times and some bad. We'll see in time what this will be, as Optic are quite scary, and they'll already be trying to push this monster tunnel, and they're going to find a nasty surprise. So many players. That's pretty tough to deal with. KGB might have some headshots here that he can pick up before the bomb goes down, but unless he can get some, I'm not sure about the chances for them here, and that's a beautiful one. So that is something. Thinning out the numbers, 4 versus 3 for the LDLC side, though. They are heavily favored.
Mans like LDLC. If I remember correctly, they've got 8 losses at the moment, so they're in trouble as far as making it to the land of brisket. Cowboys and such things, they are in trouble. That's not a bad start though. Devaduvek with a power pose of his own. I think everyone's loving watching LDLC at present.
Say his last name, James. Say it.
Dobra Salovic. Dobra Salovic. Dobra Salovic. I don't believe that you pronounce the V and the J, so I'm saying Dobra Salovic.
Well, he'll be in connector, waiting for any aggression. Train overheads. Nade to the boost position.
Yes.
It's a nice one.
It's becoming more and more common. I think at least 3 teams do it now. People pick things up quickly.
Well, Alex taking 0 damage on the first engagement, but double for him. That spotted by Amanek, and he had a really good game earlier today. Amanek and Devaduvek definitely strong players for the team, but Alex as well. I mean, they're all very good. And they've opened up the map considerably. 1 player left in this anti-eco. That's Yugi, and he'll be keen to get some damage in here. That needs to be spotted and fragged. 2-0. LDLC are going to be in a prime position now to crush the buy of Optic, as they will have limited utility in the extreme to work with in this round.
Three MAC-10s. I enjoy a MAC-10, although whenever I use one in a show match, it becomes an iconic clip of me being a moron. Here they come into the B bomb site, bursting, trying to abuse the numbers game, and it's going well so far, but now they're down to these MAC-10s. Amanek walking to his doom. Alex and Twanu remain. Alex booking it towards the A bomb site for the rotation, but Cajun B has the sound cues, he has the advantage, he has the superior angles. He has so much. Maybe shadows as well. Yes, he's being teased, and there it is. That is a flank taken away. That leaves Twanu alone.
Has picked up an AK though. He had a MAC-10 previously, and if he can win this frag against the player in barrels, that could be it. But he's got now another challenge to deal with. The flash comes in. It's really good. Some cover gained, but it's obviously a very wall-bangable position. More nades to be thrown across, and Twanu will get taken out. So good hold by Optic, but let's not forget that we had 3 MAC-10s bought by LDLC, which was quite genius, really, because obviously it was very effective that round. They've set themselves up into a position where they have a full buy here, and Optic are going to be buying to within, well, they don't really have anything left. So LDLC in a great spot to crush the economy of Optic. And they've got an AWP out on Twanu as well. Seems like they want another B play also.
Stuck behind a Molotov. Oh, that HE could be everything. That is juicy. 2 players down to half health, and Config with a very fast ace. Nice.
Oh,
that was
God.
quick. That was clinical. Everything in its right place. Talk about choke points. Inhaling all that smoke.
Oh, man. He just annihilated so much equipment value there. Just in one spray down, an entire team falling. You don't get to see that all the time, and that's beautiful and much needed. Optic in an amazing position now. The previous round, it was such a dodgy spot for them, but they didn't even have to play out the round thanks to Config finding himself every connection he needed, and now Optic will be able to capitalize quickly, taking the 3rd round, I'd imagine, as things start off well here with an additional 2 kills at the start, and It only gets better and better as it really no one except Snappy taking any damage, and not too much now that Amanek is able to do, as he is taken out by Config, finding himself another frag. A meaty knife right there. There's so many knives now. I can't keep track. 3-2, and the buy comes back in for LDLC. But the momentum, if they were ever going to have it, or if they stood to have it, it was confiscated by Optic, and Optic have it now instead. They are the bullies in the playground, and they are running a tight ship, a strong system. Connector will be taken over by LDLC as the challenge is coming in also from Optic. We'll see the incendiaries there. That does allow Yuki to stay out in position, not afraid of getting run down from the flank as he retreats. And a more defensive setup has been held now by Optic.
Ooh, through the keyhole. Lloyd Grossman. Rough situation for Optic now with the man disadvantage. UMP's not great either. LDLC slowly spreading outside around the bogs. And now a rotation towards B. With control of connector, this will not be heard. It's a nice spray down from Config. Always nice when you see him with the highlight reels. Very dangerous player, but that's a big frag from Armanek. Now, will they be ready for Config? Yes! Oh, that was so beautiful. That leaves Snappy with the UMP. They know where he is now. They have complete information, and they can take very aggressive post-plant positions because they know that Snappy is miles away.
Snappy on the attack, and he's going to find himself Amanek, and that bomb will, of course, be detonating shortly, but at least Snappy gets to keep himself alive. Doubtful that Logan will be able to find him in time. I say that, but there is actually some time here. If Snappy just holds position and Logan starts to quicken his pace, maybe, but Logan is going the wrong direction entirely. So Snappy will live, and LDLC will have themselves a chance to steal away momentum once again, but the money for Optic is pretty good at the moment. Double ops will come in. Snappy's still on 9k actually, and not having to spend a single dime, really. Okay, as I said, that he picks up an incendiary, but still. Duvek with the lineup here. We can see that so far, LDLC will be progressing quite quickly to a long. Snappy, you might hear some sound cues here. He's absolutely going to hear sound cues. Going to be able to call to his teammates. There's no one there to give attention towards long though yet. See, they have a bait setup here between Snappy and Yugi. Challenge is in, and that's not a good look. That's very unfortunate. Optic, what do they do now? They've lost 2 players immediately towards A. Counter utility thrown by Cajun, but he is alone. Pushing forward. Bought some time for his teammates. Maybe there's a chance here.
Ooh, perfect. I love that. Even behind the smoke. Throw molly if someone's there. Spray as they try to exit. Should they be there? They are there. They're sprayed. They're dead. Attention to detail. Just like on Cash when the smoke is down in T-Warehouse and people spray in case CTs are trying to cross. Sometimes it will yield a kill. Optic with 2 players remaining. LDLC pulling the teeth ever so slowly. No door slamming from them. Holding those pliers firmly. They will extract with maximum pain. Now Config is alone. Time to save if you can. If you'll be afforded such a luxury. Config looks like that portrait looks like a character from a futuristic, like a time cop or something. It's like a bad guy with a giant machine gun or something, you know, in army slacks.
I'm not really seeing it, but you know, your
He's got the chin for it.
The way your mind works is very specialized. 4-3, and LDLC are looking back in control again after what seemed to be a pretty... Well, we saw what Config did to them. That was 5 kills, actually. He's only otherwise got 2 kills. So, that was the most impactful round that he has had so far. From a kill perspective, at least. Obviously, we can't really see the sort of live stats when it comes to like flash assists and stuff. I do think that when that's going to go to the broadcast live is coming. Don't know how soon, but eventually we'll be there. Give us more meaningful statistics. Yugi with a meaningful connection there. That's going to allow them to fall back safely. And with the advantage, LDLC have to make a play. They've got to get some ground. Can't lose a player and get nothing. You've got to push on forwards, take some position away from the CTs. And they have no control towards B, so it's looking like it will be A now for them.
1 minute on the clock. LDLC taking it slow. Let's see LDLC huddled together around the toilets. Shadow, frag. And another one from Yugi, spotting a third player, going for it as fast as possible. Maybe just before the scope comes up, but no. Cajun B at the back of the side. There he is with the bomb at his feet. Really wants the AK-47 collected. Now Twanu's got a lot of work to do. 33 seconds. He needs someone to peek him. Then he gets the 1v1. But if he's forced to go into the site, surely it's all been guaranteed that Optic will trade him. And because of that, he will choose to take the AWP away. Worst case scenario, he does not want him picking up a sniper rifle, but the sound cues are enough for them to move forward. There was a AWP at the front of the site anyway.
So Counter-Strike is the only game which I've turned the auto equip on, or auto pickup on, and well, auto equip on actually, because I actually found that I was using it by accident, and it would allow me to switch to guns so much more quickly. And I was like, you know what? There's actually no spot in this game where if I'm going to pick up a gun, I'm not going to need to use it straight away. So, because it instant switches to it as fast as possible, it actually feels really good.
So you're making an argument for auto weapon, whatever it's called.
So when you pick up a weapon, it switches to it straight away.
I don't agree with that at all.
It's not like it's auto picking up a weapon for you, so you have to choose when you pick a weapon up.
Because let's say you have a pistol in a fight. Let's say you're fighting, you're moving around, and you run over a weapon which has one bullet in it.
No. You have to pick the gun up, and you can't just run over it. You have to actually press a button and pick it up.
Wait, what? Okay, I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay,
we'll come back to this.
We'll come back to it.
So you're saying there's a setting where you don't pick up a weapon unless you press E on it?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is that actually a thing?
I think so, yeah. Been working for me so far, at least.
I don't think that's a thing. I'm not convinced that's actually
we'll
I've never heard of that.
Maybe we'll have to test it.
I think I was just mad.
It's made something up entirely. We'll come back to this in a second. We've got the push on Monster from Amanek. Ooh! Oh my god, how did he find that?
He's hacking, he's hacking!
He's doing a good job. Nico by the water will find headshot angles, but it's Amanek with the headshots for days as he pushes forward. Another headshot connection. That's beautiful. Now Yugi comes in for the challenge. Only Yugi seems to be able to stop him as it's a AWP versus AWP battle now. Alex moves into the B-bomb site. Yugi worrying about that flank as well, and Alex is looking for the push. He's only got 15 seconds to plant the bomb, and he has no idea that the cross is perhaps free. And so all this waiting is very confusing for Yugi. At this point, as far as Yugi is concerned, Alex could have rotated anywhere, so he's just holding position. So it's going to work out for Alex regardless. Yugi will come back into position though, and we'll see whether or not he can make this one work. He'll make a sound. Oh, he's faking the drop. That's so smart. Oh my god, what a baller. He will move forwards now. He needs to connect a very quick shot here. Scopes come in, checking the short position. This position from Alex is genius as well. Yugi's never going to check this. Never in a million years. He can even get the knife if he wants, but he settles for the no-scope. Well played to Alex. Nice moves from Yugi. I love the fake there into the water with the pistol. I've never seen someone try that actually in a professional match before.
Okay, so explain what you were saying to me before, because I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, it might be that you run over a weapon and also pick up, I don't know, but I've never actually had that situation because I always pick a weapon up by pressing E on it, or T for me, and it just insta-switches to it when you pick it up. It instantly equips it, as opposed to having to for you to switch away from your gun that you're currently wielding to that weapon. So it's faster, but...
Okay, if that's an actual setting, I'm not aware of it.
I'll experiment later. It might just be auto pickup and auto equip at the same thing, but if it's not, then it's pretty good.
I feel like it's auto equip, which you're the only person who uses that out of 12 million people.
Maybe. Anyways, push comes in, it's the anti-eco, and everyone's wiped out. So yeah, I do think though, if there was like a setting which prevents you from auto picking up, so that if you run over something, you don't accidentally equip something, then it's just a case that it insta switches to something you decide to pick up. I find it pretty useful because there's also like intense spots where you're fighting and you want to switch a gun quickly to something that's on the floor, and it just instantly does it, which is nice if you're swapping your gun out. But generally, you don't need to swap your gun out. Anyway, experimentation will be had, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
I'm comfortable with my situation. I feel like there's more opportunities for a setup like that to cause problems than otherwise.
Yeah, it might be the case. I'd
rather have it.
I'll probably just buy my primary and secondary differently in the future, but fast push in. Alex again up to his usual shenanigans. Finds a quick headshot. Nico dodging around the water, and he's going to be doing a great job there. 2 for him. Snappy is going to take 1 down as well. Oh dear. This has failed for LDLC. They're loving these pushes on Monster James. Hasn't really worked out for them very often.
Yeah, just to go back to the point, I feel like there's less control, because if you need to pick something up but not necessarily use it straight away, let's say you have a CZ and you have the potential for close quarters battle, that draw time of the CZ, having to redraw that, for example, could be the difference between winning or losing or missing a window. Some spray for Yugi, but he manages to mostly, well, get past it with most of Yugi intact, let's say. Ooh, wild assumptions being made by Alex. A very strange thing to see. Just walking past, like there's no tunnel there. Ooh, that's one to learn for sure. I've got to write that down.
I do agree with you though. I'm all for maximum buys, maximum control. But I was surprised when I was using it. I was like, whoa, it switches so much faster than I do. So maybe it's just a case that I just need better binds, better setup. Here goes Logan and 20 running, thunderfooting around, and KGB will punish them for that. Now 20, oh, he's going to be heard with the scope surely. He's got the bomb as well. There's 40 seconds to go. And it's not really too much to do here, it would seem, for him. I mean, he needs his teammates to get him a safe passage to a bomb site. He can't really do it by himself. If he does try and fails, the bomb is lost and his 2 teammates are out of the round. Oh, that was close. But it doesn't seem like there's a way in at this point. It's just Everduvek with any amount of health. Door will be opened, and that will be absolutely heard by Nico. Confidence waiting on the bomb site. You think he's just going to save this. This round has failed, and Optic will tie the score.
Yes, they will. Second round in a row for Optic. Well, we have 2 players on the hunt, but I don't think they'll get anywhere close to these 2 LDLC players. Awkward situation for them. And it seems they're going to force around the weapons they saved. At least this way, the money is together. Otherwise, it would have been really weird on the rounds to come. The Tech 9 for Alex. I'm still not convinced at all by the Tech 9. Each to their own, but for me, it is not a consideration. Let me see where that smoke is going. Oh, it's a different way to throw it. A lot of people do it from the stairs up, but you have to do it on some obscure shadow. I can never remember what shadow it is, so that is an easier approach. With all the grenades, one has to learn. Unless I do that 100 times, I'm not going to remember it, unfortunately. This is a great angle, standing on those flower beds, because you can see people coming out of connector, out of divider, and, well, you better hit your shot, otherwise you're screwed. But if there are two people coming around the toilets, then there's a fair chance you'll get traded. But it's one of the good positions to learn if you don't really know where to stand on Overpass. I'll look over the smoke from Alex, and he won't find anything just yet.
Scary stuff. Here, the exchange here between the A-bomb site and the bathroom's position. 40 seconds, and LDLC against Optic are playing quite a slow game, honestly, compared to what we are used to seeing. And they'll be making their way for a quick rotation towards the B-bomb site. Nico's there in wait on the round position. He's been doing a fantastic job, and it looks like that's only going to continue here in this round, as there's not much doing on the bomb side here, as the LDLC team will march in and get promptly dealt with. Logan was on the lurk, but he's now the only man left. It's always a sad situation to be in. Best he can really do is pick up a gun, get some damage, maybe save it. He's going to surf his way to success. Well, surf his way to save, I suppose. A successful save. And that will be that. Optic will win the round. And now it will be 7-6 for them. 2 wins by timeouts.
In a row. That sucks.
It feels like LDLC can't find success with their pacing. Either they go really fast and get absolutely blown out, or they play too slow and just can't get into a bomb site. It seems to be two extremes with that in that way.
You're looking for a timing, maybe an anti-eco timing in case of team looking to burst, but not quite hitting the mark on that occasion. Avoiding the trade shooter, if you will. And now LDLC start to move through the toilets. Maybe Snappy gets a sound cue. Grenade of his own. That damage may pay off later on. Does he see the boost on the radar? I don't know, but the Molotov has good intentions. They'll line up for him. Easy burst on the second player. Bomb spotted. Reasonable chance there'll be more people lurking around. Alex spotted in that long position. There he goes. Leaving Armanek and Devaduvek. Newmans to do what they can. Mr. Power Pose himself. Mr. CEO, Mr. About Us page. First entry. We'll get nothing done this time. We move into the last round of the first half, and you do wonder if it was even worth saving. I guess you don't necessarily have time to calculate things, but Logan saves an AK for another round, but then worst case scenario, he doesn't really have what he wants in this round. The last round of the half. Galil, full armor, no grenades. Maybe there was value in just going and dying instead.
Okay, pushing forwards. LDLC towards the fountain. Looks like they want to try to hit more of a medium pace in this round as they go quickly towards the bathrooms. And if they can deal with Cajun B, then that's going to be nice. Out the smoke they go. Where's the trade? Cajun B not looking to expect another player from the same position, and that's unfortunate for him, but that's how it goes sometimes. And I like that this proactive play from Nico is coming in. They see that Cajun B goes down fast. Now they're reacting. Nico cutting off rotation, and that allows his teammates to play more passively in B, as they only need to worry about Monster. But look at Nico go, just pushing up the stairs, finding one on Devaduvek. Now he can fall back. He's playing with fire though. Which way does he go?
Two players remain for LDLC. It's a big headshot from Logan. A trying half of Overpass for them. Armanek in the B bomb site looking for something, spotting the play towards the balcony, but he can't get the job done. That leaves Logan with the bomb to die last to config. Lots of impact frags from him. fairly even in the fragging for both teams, I think it's reasonable to say. Almost everybody on 7 for LDLC. So no stand-up performances, but again, we had a great ace from Config in the monster position. Lovely spray down, people stuck in the tunnel, in the tube. Who's the bad guy from Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles? Shredder. Well then, 4 USPs, 1 P2000 for Deviduvek. Pop flashes for Armanek. There's the first one. He may or may not spot something there. It's hard to tell sometimes with the X-ray. Players outside the monster position. I like to put 3 players here and have 2 players rush A. And then eventually the B rush comes in. There's a second flashbang, and they just can't really... Well, okay, never mind. Twanu will do it. 3 headshots for him, or 3 kills for him. And now Yugi in a 1 versus 4 situation. 2 headshots through the wall. And we finished off by Twanu. 4 kills for him in the pistol round. And that's game on, isn't it?
Everyone's just getting wrecked in the monster tunnel today. Pop, pop. Very, very good stuff from LDLC. Optic will buy AKs next round though, so they'll be back in action very quickly, despite not getting a bomb plant. And that's why we like the new economy. It brings more CS to our screens. More CS can't be a bad thing, surely. Even when it's 12 games in one day, James. So, 5 Glocks. Not too much to really ask for. You want to waste all the enemy's utility. That's one, in a way, you can guarantee economic damage, and maybe you can get a cheeky frag by trading a lot of players at least onto 1. That can be a good best case. Getting a bomb down is not impossible. Unless the other team makes a mistake, frankly. This is not a great setup to challenge into, though, if you want to get kills. And they're all dead. Except 1, but now he's dead too. 8-9, AK's coming out. Let's get this party started.
Out they come. Where's the last one? There it is. Right then, versus the mixed bag from LDLC. See what they can do. I think it's advantage Optic for a round such as this, even with Twanu on AWP all day. Twanu, recently, we've seen him be really good at just having people walk straight into the middle of his reticle. Mainly other snipers. Perhaps that is to come. We'll see how he will do for now. He is over towards the long position. Not challenged just yet, but it looks like people will be coming in his direction. As you can see him there. But the longer this round goes on for, he will eventually have to fall back because he's looking at the end of long, not the exit from toilet. So there he is back on the A site, as you can see on the radar. In the meantime, Optic clearing out the connector position. Still not challenging long just yet. Just keeping an eye on it, making sure there's no push from LDLC.
Nice shot there from Twanu. Amanek will follow up with the trade. The setup works out. Trying to swap out for the AWP. Picks it up. Can he do anything else with it? Amanek staying in a forward position to try to make sure that he can kill anyone trying to chase him down and out. Deviduvek making his way up the connector stairs. They did not anticipate him to be so far forward, and that's going to be a free one as it gets even worse now for Optic. Yugi, how does he do this? He is alone. He has not got the bomb. They're looking at his angle. Alex is on it with an M4. Spotted, and that's it. 9-9. LDLC will look to secure themselves on the CT side, or rather stabilize themselves in their economy as they are up against an eco round, and they've got plenty of cash in the bank. If they get no losses in this round, it will start to look quite scary. Op on Twanu is always going to be a challenge to deal with, and this is a CT-sided map. I'm curious to see how well LDLC can abuse that.
The Deagles are out. The Desert Eagles. If you've never fired one of those, nothing will prepare you for it. It really is a hand cannon. It really, really is. Oh boy, Config. Okay. Not shy of the odd Deagle shot. 5 versus 3 as Deviduvek tries to rectify this situation. This should be a round where they take the lead, LDLC. And now perhaps there is more balance in the force. Cajun B awaits. He's been an important fragger for Optic of late and continues to be so. Taking out Deviduvek, going for the full spray. In the meantime, Nico is making inroads towards the A site. No one is in position to hear his rotation. Cajun B will fall back and presumably eventually join him.
It's Nico. Got the bomb as well. No smoke for cover though. He really needs to frag. Oh, the T's here. He's got time to wrap his way around. Nico, he had Cajun B make some sound. He needs to move further forwards here so we can get the guaranteed kill. There it is. Waits for it. AWP collected. And they're going to take this round, I think, now. At this point, he can get a really strong plant. And with the AWP collected, I actually don't think that this is possible for Amanek. He has a kit, but there's no smoke. I think that would be the must. It's Nico with the smoke. In fact, I believe he picked that smoke up from the guy that he killed who had the AWP. So Amanek's going to make his way forwards, but again, the AWP on that plant, defending that plant, is incredibly good. And we're about to see just why. Amanek is clearing everything, but again, as soon as he realizes what plant it is, it's going to be very tough indeed. See that he realizes that it's a bit hopeless, pushes forwards, now can maybe try to get a kill out of this, at least get rid of the AWP. And there it is. Occasionally eliminates Amanek. He's actually going to die as well to the bomb. But the AWP will be saved by Nico, and what a round. Very well played by Optic. Their first one in the second half, in fact. But there is enough money for LDLC to get a buy-in here anyway, so it's okay for them.
Bing bong. 2 shots from a Desert Eagle and you're done. First round in the second half for Optic. Twanu with a nice, well, I was going to say a nice shot. It looks like he would have got a kill there. Maybe he shot between his legs, I don't know, but didn't go where it was supposed to. Molotovs to clear any LDLC players out. But often when you get that shot with an AWP, you want to get out of there as soon as possible before people start to make inroads towards the higher ground. Deviduvek looking for information, though one must be careful. I want to see one player jumping from sandbags, getting hit by that high explosive grenade outside Monster. Haven't seen it just yet. Now, seems the Optic have the B bomb site surrounded. Everyone is here, but 3 LDLC players lie in wait.
Duvek here, how much can he get? Oh, he's whiffed the spray. Unfortunately, he was blinded. So I have some bullets left, though, to try to get something extra out of this. 6 bullets remaining now. Picks up an additional kill. That's nice, but it's Optic again here, doing good damage as they move into the bomb site. Amanek from the back will find his way onto a kill by short, but it's down to Twanu as well. And he's going to pick up 1 too, so not looking bad here as Twanu swaps out for the FAMAS to move closer, to be more dynamic. They're up in a 1 versus 2 against Yugi. And here it comes. Going for the double peek, the trade setup, and it's good.
Score is tied again. Back to winning ways for LDLC. Just that 1 round for Optic. Can't string a second one together. Now what? What is the situation? Not fantastic for Optic. They could buy in the next round. Probably should buy in the next round. It seems that they will. Just the odds piece bought. Ooh, it's the Butcher buy. Yugi dropping a second Desert Eagle for Snappy. So the money is together for the team. Team player, Yugi. You need to be a team player, Dan. When you play on a team, you heard it here first.
It's true. This is a team game.
It's very true, Dan. You played as part of a team?
Many teams.
What does TDM even, what does it stand for? Team Deathmatch.
Yeah.
I knew that. Sometimes you know the answer to a question, but you just ask the other person. Sometimes that's your job. You know, as a host, for example. So what is esports then?
As sports. Alright, well, not looking good here for Optic. Moving in with the Deagles. Oh, there we go. Awkward. It's actually fun to experiment with how quick you can spam the Deagle and at what distances it actually makes sense. And how fast you can shoot it. Sometimes it surprises me when I test that out, that the Deagle actually, because of the meat shots that you get, you can kind of guarantee a kill by firing it really fast at specific ranges. Not necessarily like right, very close to you, but even sometimes close to a mid-range can actually be effective. But it's going to be 11-10 here. LDLC are in advantage. Optic not really finding too much success so far. I'll have to see whether or not there can be a way for them to bounce back into this one, because it's been, I thought it was a struggle for LDLC on that T side, but Optic, they're having an even harder time, it looks like. The connector control mission has been prioritized by LDLC as they put 2 players there. Ooh, good Molotov there. That's gonna... Ooh, Amanek, is he actually... Oh wow, he's safe from this. That's incredible. They're not gonna check it because of that. That's heartbreaking, isn't it, James? Your heart must be broken.
That's when you live with regret, remorse. Some things cannot be changed. Some things become history. You cannot change history unless you're high up in the government, of course. Optic with 3 players remaining. The bomb is a problem, and having almost no one alive is another problem. Armanek bouncing out of the door. That leaves Yugi alone with the AWP in a 1 versus 4 without a bomb in connector. Smokes off, isolated, climbing up a ladder. Not in a great situation. His impact on this round will be very limited indeed. The only frag in this round coming from Yugi, and LDLC start to pull away ever so slightly.
Yeah, it's not the best situation in the world. Money broken. Momentum with LDLC. And just the manner in which that they got some of those kills is very encouraging for LDLC. So we'll see what they can do. These Optic players on this terribly equipped round. They got the flashbangs and that's about it. Ooh, I was a bit too early, unfortunately, but it's a nice idea.
HE grenade. Hello.
Okay, spots one. Spray comes through. Gets a bit of damage onto Yugi. Is it worth it? I wonder, because he has to reload now and the push comes in. Alex will be able to support very wonderfully well. And that's going to be another round just out. Just done. 13-10. Important buy coming in for Optic now. It's important.
Very, very important. This is a key round for Optic. The lack of money isn't great. And LDLC are too close to that round number 16. Double sniper rifles for LDLC in this round. Perhaps a change in approach to some of the rounds prior for LDLC in the buy versus buy. Taking a quick shot, not seeing much, falling back. Moving towards an aggressive long setup. 20 takes a shot and his teammate pops up if needed. Maybe now. Nope, not just now, not just yet. Continue to move up. Maybe now 20 pops out. Amanek and Twanu shutting down this round. The welcoming package for Cajun B, leaving him on 14 HP. Twanu misses his shot, and all of a sudden, this becomes winnable for Optic.
Yeah, that was a funny position behind that tree. It's like one of those, you know, spots in a movie where it's like, hold your fire, hold. It's getting all tense. You're like, oh my god, surely now. But eventually finds the perfect timing to peek, and they will take down the wounded player, and this just leaves Snappy alone. In a 1 versus 3, and the CTs can just play really passively on the A-bomb site. You can see this flank coming in. Never mind. Well, that's dealt with. Devaduvek is gone, and there's plenty of time. If Snappy did want to go all the way to through T-spawn towards B, he could do that, but he's deciding to go up long. And it does create the question for the CTs. Do you stick together and guard one site and try to retake the easier retake bomb site, which is B? Or do you split up? Those are the 2 major options that you'd expect at this point. And they are playing together, more or less. But sort of watching both bomb sites. And a great off angle by Alex. 14-10. James, Optic won a single T run so far. Just only one.
That is less than ideal, Dan. I think it is fair to say. Is it fair? I think that's fair.
Yes.
I think that is fair. It's not ideal. Now, they're at max loss bonus, but they've got to put their best foot forward, which means playing against match point, most likely. They'll buy what they can, but they can't ruin their money and have 2 terrible chances versus 1 good chance at taking this to overtime.
Which is your best foot?
My right foot. I play football with both, but my right foot has more power in it. UMP and a bunch of pistols, namely P250s. A cameo appearance from a CZ, a fleeting visit, won't be in the credits. Logan, that's a nice shot from him, spinning around. Not really getting too flashed by these flashbangs, maybe they need work. And Optic have aborted the initial plan to go to the short B position, heading towards Monster now, and Daviduvek will spot these players. His turn for a spray down. Not quite config level, but the job is being done. It's all about winning the rounds, about getting to match point, about trying to conserve the money, because it's not great for LDLC. Damage can still be done in the next round by Optic, which can make it easier to make the comeback. So surviving with 4 is very good for LDLC. And now it is maybe the last, well, it is the last stand for Optic. They need to win everything.
Okay, the double offs in for LDLC. They've had so much success at this point, they've got to be feeling so incredibly confident. Let's finish this off, I'm sure they're thinking, and by the side of the smoke, Amanek, oh, he nails that one onto Snappy. Throws the AWP back to Twanu, using his spawn effectively, and that is beautiful to see, as Config is going to have to go nuclear in this round. I usually think of him whenever the Optic are in a bad spot, and hopefully he can summon his powers. Or somebody can summon their powers to try to get them out of this one, as KGB will flash forward. Well, actually, it looks like Twani was safe from the flash, so again, maybe a question on the flashbangs, but it would have been a nice play had it connected. And that will be a harrowing moment now for Optic as things get worse and worse. Good trade from Yugi, but Amanek, he's going to be spotted here. Damage being done, can't finish it off Amanek. It's left Nico weak though. It's Daviduvek's flank that could really do some serious damage here.
3v3. No messing around. Never knows when they're going to check. Takes him out immediately. Moves. That leaves Nico in a sticky situation. He's dead. That leaves Config, who just took out Daviduvek as the last man standing. He knows that one of these 2 CTs are. You can have a good guess as to where the other one might be. But you never know if he's going to be on the flank, depending on what position he was in. Is that towards short? Is that a complete guess? Close to the barrels. Moving towards A. Nobody covering Alex's 6, but he's put himself inside long, so he's less likely to be flanked by the likes of Config. No one by the truck. Got to be careful for this angle. That's a nice angle down the stairs of the bank to watch the cross, but Alex's angle on long will be good enough. Picks good timing, and there is another win in the bag for LDLC. 16-10 over Optic. Just not enough round 1 in the second half for Optic.
Yeah, it was quite back and forth in that first half. It was hard to really place an advantage on either team. But LDLC looked to be in good form, and they managed to do a really good job. And at times it was difficult for them. You could see them trying to experiment with very fast pace, very slow paces, and trying to then find that even middle ground as neither of the extremes were really working for them. But they managed to get enough T rounds, which seemed surprisingly, as we switched over to Optic on that second half, to be very difficult for them. And Optic is a team where you would expect them to have good T sides on maps like Overpass. So it's hard to say exactly what went wrong specifically for Optic, but that T side, that could have been a lot better. So you'll have to think about that as things move forwards. But here are the scores, and you can see Amanek, you know, we can see as well that he had a lot of great rounds in clutch frags. So very good to see that across the board really for the French. It's pretty even.
Yes, everybody turning up for LDLC, and they turned it up for a W. We'll see what impact that has on the leaderboard. See if they've moved up any positions on what they've done. Oh, okay, we're going to see it for the next game. So this is it for now. Good damage by Amanek, and let's on to the next one.